Hey, are you passionate about photography, but you're not a professional, you don't own a studio or have a studio, rent a studio? Maybe you live in an apartment, have limited space. Well, I have limited space too, and I don't own a studio. So stick around and I'll show you what I've done. Hey, Steve here, and welcome to my channel. As I said, I don't own a studio, and maybe you don't either. And maybe you don't have a house or space enough at your house or apartment that you can utilize strictly as a studio. Well, let me show you around my house a little bit and show you what I've got to contend with and how I've just utilized what I've got to pursue my photography hobby. Now, I utilize certain rooms in my house for a studio, and one of them, the main one's right behind this curtain here, but I've got to contend with some other hobbies of mine too, but let's go ahead and take a look. It's right behind this curtain. And this is part of it, and I'm going to use my trusty Osmos 3, and we're just going to go ahead and take a tour. Alright, this is what I've got to work with here. It is my den, and it's also going to have to share space with my TV, my keyboard, my flight simulator, top screen up there is a security camera. Over here I have got my computer that I use for my Lightroom, Photoshop, and Premiere Pro. Then I've got to contend with my ham radio hobby. I'm also a ham radio operator. So this room right here is what I've got to contend with. And this floor space right here is where I can set up a rectangular 4x3 table. And I've got enough room for a backdrop and everything, or lighting. So it's not a big studio, but it works. It works. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make it over to the other room that I use. The other room is my living room. But I've got a problem here also that I've got to contend with. As you can see, I've got windows here in the dining room area. And I've got a vaulted ceiling. I've got plenty of space if I get rid of some of the furniture, but I'm not going to do that. But my main problem is securing the light. As you can see, I've got plenty of light coming in. I do have blinds on the lower bay windows here, but on a really bright day, I can't really darken this room much at all. So this room I have set up with a backdrop just to test it. I have plenty of room for lighting and everything, and I have to move some of the furniture out of the way. But to be honest with you, I don't want to have to go and move furniture every time I want to photograph or practice photography or work on a project. You know, it's just way too much room and way too much space. So I said too much space, but I meant too much trouble, really. So that is why I really don't use the living room much, unless I am not going to really worry about critical lighting issues. So again, this takes me back to this room. This takes me back to this den area here. And in here, I really have enough room. And not only that, I do have two rooms upstairs, but I'm thinking about making one into a studio. But like I said, this computer down here, system right here, I like to tether sometimes my camera to my project, to Lightroom. So in order to use upstairs, I would have to go ahead and take a laptop and use that, and then transfer files over and everything. So anyway, that is my studio setup. It works for me. It works for me. I've got no real issues. Never really had any issues. It's a little bit of a setup and takedown, but for the most part, I have a closet that I do keep a softbox already constructed and everything, so I don't have to assemble that all the time. But so I can take photographs in these rooms, and if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to improvise for what you got. So actually, any room can be a studio if you want to put a little effort into it. And it's just been a quick video. I wasn't going to delve much into anything else, but just to show you what I do for setting up a studio in a limited space. So I'm going to quit rambling here, and I'm going to get out of here. So I want you to go out there and, till next time, photograph and document your life through photography. This is Steve. Have a good one.